Welcome into the locker room, and let's start off with the Victoria Shamrocks, who kick off their lacrosse season in less than a month, and they made some moves. Let's find out more with our guest, Chris Welch. He's the general manager of your Victoria Shamrocks. Good afternoon, Chris.
Afternoon, Mark.
I want to ask you about Tuesday's hot stove event at the Four Points Sheraton, but first, you picked up a couple of graduating Junior A players from Alberta's Rocky Mountain Lacrosse League. Tell us about these lads.
Yeah, we did. We took from Edmonton Tristan Rye, who played for the Calgary Raiders and also previously in his junior career played in Ontario with the Warriors. And Tristan is a very dynamic, creative, right-handed offensive player that I think our fans are going to be just really excited to see in our lineup. He's got a lot of tools offensively, huge upside. We're very excited to add him to our group. And we also grabbed Jake Archdeacon, who's a big rugged defender out of Calgary. He was captain of the Calgary Mountaineers club that went to the Minnow Cup and made such a good showing last fall. And we think he's going to, be a big missing piece in our lineup, which is, big, rugged, tough, in-your-face kind of player who is going to be very difficult to play against. So we're excited to add both of those guys.
Everybody needs a Claude Lemieux type, right?
Absolutely. You've got to be hard to play against.
Three key pieces to the defense will be back. The re-signings of Tyler Burton and Greg and John Harnett. What do they bring to the club?
Well, all three are veteran guys who are key parts of our 2015 Mann Cup championship. They all are very experienced, a lot of grit, a lot of high-level skill, proven top-end senior A guys, all play professionally in the Winter League as well. Unfortunately, we're crossing our fingers for Burton right now. He's picked up a little shoulder injury in his winter season, so we're hoping that doesn't get in the way too much of his summer, and hoping for the best there for sure.
When will you find out about his health?
He's got more medical appointments coming up later this month, and more will be revealed, I guess, at that time.
I'm looking at some of the names, these great names that I've come to know, Corey Small and Reese Dutch. You mentioned Tyler Burton. How is the age of the Shamrocks? How does that stack up, the team age, compared with the competition this season?
Well, one of my concerns as GM, my responsibility is to bring players into our mix, is that, our core group is starting to age. It's hard to believe. It feels like they just came together. But, we're starting to get up there in lacrosse terms anyway, with some of our key guys. Not by any stretch. Reese and Corey still have lots of good lacrosse left in them, don't get me wrong. But at some point, you got to turn your mind to feeding in behind them some youth. So that's why this year we're so excited to add guys like Tristan Rye and Evan Messenger, who we picked up in the draft, to our mix. We think, they're going to be real sparks for us. Our core is still, relatively young. There are teams that we compete against who have an older core than we do. So in terms of how we measure the competition, I'd say we're in great shape age-wise, but there still is a responsibility to keep that youth movement churning up the talent.
The club's first ever hot stove event, Tuesday night at the Metropolitan Grill at the 4 Points Sheraton. All these guys we just mentioned, it's funny, Reese Dutch, Corey Small, Tyler Burton, all were, as well as alumni, Kevin Alexander, Grant Hamilton, etc. All were on the list of attendees. How did it go?
Poor old Bert Batoy is kind of like the Professor and Marianne on Gilligan's Island theme song there.
Because I didn't include and the rest are here on Gilligan's.
And the rest.
Bert Batoy, yes.
Bert Batoy was the third alumni guy. It was a great event. It was, well emceed by Teddy Jenner and Steve Duffy, and the three alumni guys joined the three current players, and they shared stories and experiences of playing lacrosse, and it was a really fun night, and just, a reminder of, how great this Shamrock family is, and what a great sport, and, so much tradition and so many stories going all the way back into the 1950s in Bert's case, and all the way up to the present day. And it's just, such a long tradition, and it was a good reminder of, what it's meant to generations of Victorians over the years.
Definitely part of the tapestry of the beautiful city of Victoria. Just a few seconds left. I want to mention the first home game. It's May 19th against Langley, against the Thunder. And
4 weeks today.
4 weeks today. I noticed as well on the website that every game this year is Friday at 7:30, all the home games. But I noticed that there's one, Burnaby, May 26th. It's listed as a 7 o'clock start. Is that correct?
That's correct. Yeah, I think we're sticking with the 7 o'clock start. There's been a little confusion in the league about, start times and travel arrangements. We're struggling with the costs of flying and, all of those first world problems that we have. And, but, as it stands right now, yeah, it's the 7 o'clock start to accommodate travel on the Burnaby team's front, and the rest will be 7:30s.
How can people start looking at buying tickets? Where should they go?
Well, online is a good place to start, victoriashamrocks.com. All the info is there. They can call the office Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. That's 250-478-ROCK or 250-478-7625. And we got some great deals going on, for season tickets. There's an adult-child combo for just $145. You and a kid can come on down and see 9 great home games, and you can save 10% off the price of a walk-up ticket. You get a guaranteed seat, first right of refusal on playoffs and Man Cup. You get a merchandise discount of 10%. All good reasons to grab your season's tickets, and they're going like hotcakes, so get a hold of the office.
Always a pleasure, Chris. Always a pleasure, Chris. Thank you very much for taking the time.
Okay, Mark, thank you.
Thank you. Chris Welch, GM, Victoria Shamrocks.